Hello friends, welcome to the session. Today we will discuss the political concepts of rights. Friends, right have a very vast meaning in the studies of political science, and it is one of the most organic topics in the political science. The meaning of rights have changed all over the period, like in the ancient period, then it got widened in the medieval period, then some expansions added in the modern period. And now in the contemporary world, the democracies around the world are much more focused to ensure the rights of their citizens. And when the rights are retained, when the rights are preserved, we can say that that particular ruler is democratic in nature, the government is democratic in nature, and the justice is prevailed in that society. So for introduction, we will say that rights are socially established ways of acting or ways of being treated. These are some fundamental things. These are the basic tenets on the basis of which a political system runs. So these are equally distributed among the people. Fair determination should be there. Everyone should be treated equally. No, we can say no discrimination should be made, like in the modern times, like the Constitution of India and other constitution around the world. We see that no discrimination should be made among the people on the basis of their caste, creed, gender, religion, beliefs, whatever which is available, on the basis of which people are divided on the society. But they should not be treated differently. It may be possible that their personal belief may be different, but because they are devoted to a particular government, they are following the collective prejudice, they are following the collective justice of that society. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the society itself, or the institution of the government, or the institution of justice, whichever is available. It is the responsibility of that institution to ensure the justice. So the first, we can say, it can be divided in three ways. The first one being the fair determination. It can be similarly distributed. It may not be possible that some rights are available to some people, some are available to some people. Then it is the specialization of the things. It is not something which is scattered equally among all the people. Third one being a beneficial way of acting or of being treated, both for the right holder. It is also very important to understand that right should be given to the worthy man, to the person of a society, and the right holder. Someone who do not follow the prescribed path, someone who do not, we can say, who do not believe in the democratic system or the system which have provided them right. It may be possible that for betterment, to ensure the right of larger mass, it may be possible that the fundamental rights of some people may be encroached. So that will be we can say, the defense of the rights of others. Okay, so we can say for a larger good, it may be possible some small bad may be made by the government. So from medieval thinker like John Locke, what was the right? What was the definition of right according to whom? All men by nature are equal, because the nature have not made any discrimination, the color of the blood, the entomology of we can say the biological structure of all the men and women on the earth, all the creature is equal. Therefore, we as a person cannot make any discrimination without being subjected to the will or authority of any other man, being all equal and independent. No one ought to harm another in his life, healthy, liberty, or possessions. Friends, these type of definition should be learned by you. We can say as they are, because these are the definition. You may have their explanation. Everyone has their explanation in their own terms, but you should have the actual meaning. So what was the definition? All men by nature are equal. This is very important. In that equal right, that every man hath to his natural freedom without being subjected to the will or authority of any other man. There are two keywords in this definition. All men by nature are equal, and second one being the natural freedom is provided to every person on this earth by the Almighty or by the nature itself. Therefore, any other man on his own will, on his own authority, cannot discriminate between the people, cannot discriminate or can make hazard to the life, health, liberty or possessions. Possessions being the private property. Okay. Now, in modern times, the concept of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was we can say founded by the United Nations itself, and many of the countries, many of the democratic countries, almost all the democratic countries of the world are part of, have signed this, ratified this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It contains rights of all, we can say rights of all the spheres, like the rights of the laborers, no discrimination, the gender-based right, the health right, the liberty right, the protection right. Every right is being ensured by this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it is very important for you to understand. So we can say, now we will expand the definition. It is or should be something socially accepted. This is also very important. A right should not be like that you have given some absolute right to someone, that by enjoying that particular right, that person may encroach in the fundamental rights of others. He may surpass that boundary line. Okay, he may torn that fabric of society. So it should be acceptable to all. Next point, the way of acting or of being treated in question could be exhibited plausibly. In the sense, it may be possible that over a period of time, the enjoyment of right or the treatment of right, or we can say the remedy of encroachment of right may be come into question under some special circumstances, some extraordinary circumstances. So that elasticity should be available in the society. Rights, thus understood, can be ranged in main three headings. What? Liberties of action. Everyone should have liberty to perform action, but this is not absolute. Keep it that in mind. Also, avoidance of injury. It means that while establishing some public policy, while establishing some public order, this is the responsibility of the government, that it should avoid injury, bodily harm, mental harm, social harm. It covers all of them. And the receipt of services means whatever the services are provided by the government, they should be equal. So this is, we can say, in contrast to the Constitution of India, whatever the this definition I am providing you, it is very, very limited. Now we will see the Indian concept of rights. Friends, the roots of Indian concept of fundamental right, we can say, when Gandhi was asked, when United Nations was actually drafting this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the UN also asked Gandhi that provide your input in that order. What Gandhi said is very important, and in the contemporary period, like whatever the political situation is in the world, that definition of fundamental right become very important. I understand democracy as something that gives the weak the same chance as the strong. So he advocated for the concept of equity and the equality. It is very important. You should not provide everything equally to all the person, whether they need it or not. He highlight the term weak. The weak should be provided opportunity, and when that weaker person becomes a natural citizen, becomes a strong person, then he should abstain from enjoying those rights, and those should be transferred to the one who is in the actual need of those rights. So this is very important. Along with freedom and justice, the third most important thing which requires a special mention according to Gandhi was fundamental rights of the citizen. It is the fundamental duty of the state, of a democratic state according to Gandhi, to ensure the fundamental rights. And this is how the government runs, and this is why the government runs. We can say that ensuring the rights, ensuring the equality, ensuring the equity in the society is one of the most important tasks of the government. Rest of the works like economy of the country, or we can say the political things, the political practices, we can say, they will run along. If the people are enlightened, if the people are good, if the people are morally and socially strong and they are educated, rest of the things they will cover themselves. What is the responsibility of the whole machinery of the government? To ensure the fundamental right of a weaker person. As known to us, Gandhi always, by laying great stress on the morality and ethics in individual and social life. You know that Gandhi was a great advocate of ethics and individual ethics, not some ethics provided by the government. Everyone should have that idea within his soul that I myself will not tolerate. Now, he also said a very important thing. In Swaraj based on ahimsa, people need not know their rights only, but it is necessary for them to understand their duties also. The rights are equally attached to the duties. If you are not performing your duties, you are not eligible to claim your right. This is the moral idea behind the fundamental rights, that if you have performed your duty, then you earn those rights, because while performing your duties, you are actually serving the rights of others. Okay, so very important for you to understand. This was mentioned in the Harijan Patrika, which he edited, and this is the 25th March 1939 edition, mentioning that Gandhi associated the rights with the duties. Okay, so now the fundamental questions which may be asked from you. Fundamental rights in the Constitution of India cannot be encroached in any condition. Yes, fundamental rights cannot be encroached, but there are some extraordinary circumstances like the emergency itself. Some of the rights, like the rights of equality, rights of we can say of expression, these may be curtailed, but the right of individual life, the right to life may not be encroached in any condition. Article 19. Second question. Explanation of rights is incomplete without their attachment to duties. As I told you, Gandhi advocated the same. Many other political thinkers and philosophers advocated for the same. The ancient Indian idea of rights was also related to the duties. Okay, so the explanation of rights is absolutely incomplete without the mentioning of duties. But some societies like India and many other developing countries or underdeveloped countries, we can say, people actually, you have to raise your hand to drag someone from that level of poverty, from that level of uneducation. Okay, so it may be possible that state has to compromise. State has to sometimes give more importance to the rights in comparison to the duties. But at some stage, people will themselves, when they get educated, when they get dragged out of the poverty, they will themselves understand that their duties are actually important. When they will serve their duties, their rights will automatically be served. So friends, that's all for the session. Thank you.